So now we will see encapsulation. So remember that concepts and explain the practicality in interview, because everyone can explain. Object is an instance of a class, and class is set of methods, properties, and encapsulation is bind the methods with related data. All these are concepts.
Can you briefly explain what happened today?
Sorry?
Is this the continuation for last class, encapsulation, abstraction, that class?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me what did you teach yesterday, today? I mean, just briefly.
Just only we started OOPS concepts. There we just introduce about class and then object, and what is the difference between a class and object. Class has methods, fields are nothing but variables, and then properties. And the object is instance of a class, and here we can have a difference between a static and an object. If you want to use the same memory of the class memory, then you can use static. Where we can use static and where we can use object. So wherever the data is common, just we can substitute the values. Then only we can use static, because it is not creating any additional memory. It will always use the same as class memory. But object is nothing but here. It is always creating a new memory only. So that's wherever the data is changing from one person to another person, and then we can use object. And then we discussed about the constructor. Constructor, it is a method, same name as a class name. What is the use of this? Whenever we created an object, then automatically it will invoke some default values. Example, if you want to create a user details, you want to make gender as predefined, either male or female as default, then we can initialize such type of values in the constructor. And in a database programming center, you want to create a connection. SQL connection CN equal to new SQL connection of, we are passing connection string. That is also a constructor. So whenever we want to create an object, if you want to initialize any default values, then you can use constructor. So till now we discussed. So now we just observe that we have OOPS concepts with 4 common concepts. Encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but binding the fields with related methods. So here, this is what we call it as encapsulation. It is a variable. Now that variable we are going to use in another method. So it is binding the data with related fields. You can call this one with the help of object. That's why encapsulation, there is no a separate function, a separate keywords and all. By default, which concept will be supported for every program? By default, encapsulation will be supported. So we can create a private variable, and we can create a public method, and we can use the private variables inside the public method. Or you can use internal variables, or you can use protected variables, or you can use public variables. So just we are changing the variables names. And what is the second one? Either inheritance or abstraction. So what is inheritance? Already in the last class we have seen. So different types of inheritances will be supported. parent class details will be comes to the child class. So that no need of going to declare again and again. Reusability purpose. So how that reusability will come, we will see. So simply says that reusability. That means declare once, use in many places or many locations.